do a little stir frying this morning. Everybody, just a few seconds to come on in, get connected to the live stream for me, as per usual. But if anybody's out there and they can hear and see me, if you would hit the like button so I know that everybody can hear and see, or at least hear me, that would be fantastic. Get out. Come on. There we go. Getting connected here. There we go. All right. Everything's running a little slow. Roland Coward, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Greg Hart, good morning. How are you? All connected. All connected. Boy, it is definitely the holidays. I definitely feel like it's the holidays right now. 100%. Well. Jay Justice, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Rising and shining first thing in the morning. We have a full house today to make some General Tso's chicken. Now, I have never attempted General Tso's chicken, but this has sort of been the theme for the past couple weeks, past month, of trying these Asian takeout meals and recreating them and seeing the little ins and outs, the tricks of the trade, as they say, of putting these out there. So far, we're at 100% on how they've come out, but there's always today. So, and generally, it's not usually the holidays, and I have a lot more time to do research and test things out and stuff like that, which I have not had this week. So this was pretty much going through my usual recipe of ways of finding recipes out, and picking out the things, maybe testing them out a little bit and all that, but I've not been able to do that this week. So this is totally, will you be using a plastic spatula today? I will not be using a plastic spatula today. I will be using the silver bullet, as per usual. Yeah. It's a little early for those folks over there. They haven't, so I doubt any of the plastics, we'll just say the plastic spoon checkers. I don't think there will be any of those guys in here. Okay, I'm all hooked up. I'm gonna get some coffee in me. It doesn't actually get old at all. Let me just finish off my pot of coffee here from this morning, and we'll get started. Ooh. Let's see, it never gets old. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad everybody showed up. I'm glad we got some usuals in here. Jay Justice, good to see you, for sure. For sure. Let me cream the coffee a little bit so I don't burn it, so I can actually use it. Sip on it. There we go. But yeah. But anyway, this is one of those dishes that I did do a minimal amount of research on this to begin with, and it's one of those dishes that was made in the United States. It's not a recipe that came from China or Asia, so to speak. It kind of came, a lot of times with these Asian dishes, what I've learned is they've had to use what's here, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? You're getting authentic Asian food, but it's just simply made by Asians, that people from Asia, and that are making something with what they have here. So kind of cool, I think. I think it's kind of cool how it all melts together, to be honest. But we're gonna start out by making. We're gonna start out with our marinade, and then we'll cut up our chicken, and then we'll go from there. And I'm using chicken breast today instead of chicken thighs, because I tend to like when I deep fry chicken, which is what we're gonna be doing. essentially is just deep frying some chicken. I like it to be white. I like the white meat better. So that's my own personal preference, but that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna start with, I'm gonna go ahead and put together, I'm gonna go 2 eggs, because I might do some fried rice as well with this, but I'm not sure yet if I'm gonna do fried rice or not. Depends on how this all works out, which doesn't take very long, but so that way I'm gonna go ahead and have 2 eggs stirred up that I can just pour in, because you just kind of got to rough it a little bit on these. 15 degrees, going to sit and drink more coffee before blowing more snow. Take your time. Right? That's how Sunday mornings. That's one of the things I like about doing these, is that it is kind of a little more laid back sort of vibe in the kitchen than Thursday nights, which I think I am going to start going, which is one thing I did want to talk about. I think I'm going to go a little bit later on the Sunday mornings. I think I'm going to start them instead of at 11, I think I'm going to start after the first of the year. I think we're going to start going to, actually I know for a fact that we're going to go to 11:30. Just gives me more time in the morning to kind of get up and get around, and it gives some other folks some time to get in here and hang out, because we do have a lot of our crowd are church people. And when I first started doing it at 11 o'clock, I kind of did it on our time, my time on the East Coast in the Great Lakes region. So here church is done at like 10 o'clock, and I know I've beat that horse to death, but it gives folks a little bit more of a chance to come in and enjoy it a little bit, and it gives me more time in the morning to kind of get up and get myself together and get everything laid out. Let's see. So we're gonna start this with, we got a half a teaspoon. I need to get my salt out. I did not get salt out yet. I do always forget the salt. That's like the biggest thing. We had a guy who was in here for a while, Casanova, and he came in for just a couple, and he was really good about telling me to put salt in. Happy holidays, Battery. Yeah, hey, Scott from H-Town. What's up, buddy? Good morning. How are you? So we'll do half of our egg here. It's a half of an egg is literally what we got. So that's 4 ounces. So we're gonna do about that much. We're gonna do about that much egg. And then half a teaspoon of salt, which I just happen to have a half teaspoon right here. One half teaspoon of salt. There we go. And a teaspoon of, where did I put that corn? There it is, cornstarch. And cornstarch for the marinade. Then we'll cut our chicken up and put it into there. Teaspoon cornstarch. And a half a teaspoon of water. And I should have a bottle of water right here. There we go. And a half teaspoon of water. Is that my teaspoon? Yep. And a half teaspoon of water. And that'll be our marinade. There you go. Move that off to the side. I was watching the Weather Channel a little bit ago, and boy, not to be like, hey, let's talk about weather, but man, it is all over the place. The south's burning up. We're getting ready to have some crazy high winds here this afternoon. Everybody's weather is just kind of crazy this time of year. And it was so cold here, and now today it's like 45 degrees. Like 45, and there's no wind, but here in just a little bit it's going to get absolutely insane. Our batter mixed up. Or marinade, I should say. But yeah, I definitely think the extra half hour in the morning on Sunday mornings is going to happen after the first of the year. So definitely keep an eye on the posts. So I'm pretty good about, I'm about 99% about putting the posts up and seeing how, you know what I mean? Making sure that everybody knows what time and subject matter, what's going on. Try to anyway. All right. I'll add just a little bit more. Another splash of water to that. Weather is strange. Weather is strange. People are strange. Hey, what's up, Rich? Choo choo. How are you? Oh, we mix this. It's romantic. That's a first. That is a first. Romantic whisking. I'm sure that's a thing somewhere. Romantic whisking. Okay, that looks pretty good. Cornstarch is kind of a pain to work with sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't always want to go the way you want it to go. But I'd say that marinade is pretty good for where we're at. And then we'll get our chicken out. Get our chicken going here. And get it started. Get that cut up. So we can get that into the marinade. People are strange. If you're a stranger. Yeah. People are ugly when you're alone. Let me see here. Let's get the chicken out. Which I left the chicken in the fridge. I haven't broken it. I've not broken it out yet. So I want to keep it chilled up. Get one of my mats out here. Work on. There we go. Get some gloves on. Because my orders have actually been showing up. I can't believe it. I've actually gotten my Amazon orders have started to come in now that the holidays are over. It's a wonder. Here pretty soon the dog will probably bark. There's another order coming in just a few minutes. Supposedly. But we'll see how that goes too. Let me see how much I got here. I'm gonna do half this package. And I went the easy route. I went already skinned and all ready to go. There we go. So we'll cut those up. There we are. Pull you back just a smidge. Name's Justice Door Song. Yeah, 100%. And we're not going to fancy cut these or anything like that. We're just going to cut these into semi-large strips. I kind of like how the when I did the sweet and sour pork the other day, I kind of like the size of that. This might be a little much. We'll see how it looks when we get it when we get it into here. But I don't want it to be too, like I said, I did like that, the way the strips came out the other day when we did the pork. Kind of how the pork loin did. It's also nice working with something that's not as fatty as everything else. And I don't have to get the comments of, oh man, your knife's not sharp. Because everything's sliding all over the place because it's just full of fat. There we go. Went right into that marinade. There we are. Your knife's not sharp, bro. My knife's plenty sharp. It's what I'm cutting on. Because I don't know how people do that where they cut, and I'm not ripping on anybody for this. I just don't know how everybody gets their cutting boards so clean that they can cut meat and vegetables on the same thing and they don't just die from ptomaine poisoning. Or they don't have like salmonella. I really don't. I've watched, and I feel like I know quite a bit about cutting boards and all that kind of stuff, and but it just seems like, and when you use these little, I guess the point that I'm trying to make is when you use these covers, they get really slick. I have no idea what that means. I have no idea what the hell that means. So anyway, move this off to the side. So we've got our chicken in there, marinade. I'd say I might just do a little bit more than that. I think I am going to do just a little bit. I'm going to use the rest of that piece up. I am going to use that. Get that piece going. There you go. It usually calls for just about a little more than a pound, like 3/4 of a pound, generally these recipes, but I didn't weigh this out. I'm just kind of going by what is in the, I'd say that's about enough. That's enough right there. Like 3/4 of a pound, but I'm going to go a little more than that. Let's see here. Set that off the side and get that in there, marinate that up. There we go. I recently bought my daughter stainless steel boards. Boards, what do you mean boards, Beverly Boyer? Cutting boards, like stainless steel cutting boards? I saw one, I saw these ones a little while back, and I never really got a lot of feedback from people on whether they were any good or not. And but they were selling. I saw titanium cutting, like the covers, but I could never get a straight answer from anybody of whether or not they actually worked. So I wasn't sure how that all went. Get that in there. Yeah, that seemed to be enough. I was kind of worried that wouldn't be enough marinade or enough, like, kind of the velvet, as they say, to cover that. But that did really well. Yeah, cutting boards, I got you. Let's see. That's a lot of chicken. It's about a pound. I would say probably about a pound of chicken altogether. And I'll eat that. And if I want, the beagle will eat some. That's why I don't know if I'm going to make rice or not. I've got some rice I made a couple days ago that's sitting in there. I just don't know if I want to make fried rice or not to go along with this. Okay, I'd say that's covered up. Set that back off to the side over here, and then we'll get to our batter, and we'll do the batter part of this whole thing. So we've got our marinade, and we want that to set 10 to 20 minutes anyway. At least, but it doesn't have to sit. It's not like a velvet where it has to sit for forever. So, Handsome Stone, what's up, buddy? Kevin Long, how are you this morning? Good to see you. I like them because you can sterilize it. Yeah, see, I'm with you on that. I do not get that whole thing of you know, cutting boards for everything. But yet, there, I mean, it has to be somewhat, it has to be safer than it is. It's just all in my head, is really what it is. It's just all in my head. So let's start with our batter here for this. So we're going to need about a tablespoon of olive oil. And then, let's see, how much of this water do we need? We'll do the water at the end. So we're going to go with our all-purpose flour. And we need 3 tablespoons of that. Tablespoons of this. And this is just, I don't know if I said it or not, all-purpose flour. Normally I use the Kentucky kernel flour, but not today. And then 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. Now this one is a little bit different than the sweet and sour pork we made the other day. Let's see, there we go. That's where we did the cornstarch last, which I kind of like that. So we're going to see how this actually comes out before, let's see, tablespoon of cornstarch and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. 1 teaspoon of the baking powder into here. But I was going to ask everybody, how's everybody? Man, I had an absolutely wonderful Christmas so far. I've been having the greatest Christmas ever. It's been fantastic. It's still going. I still have more folks to go see. But I hope everybody is having as good of a Christmas and holiday season as I've had this year. I got to hang out with Ma Badger yesterday. We went and had pizza, which was pretty cool. It's just us hanging out, which I never just get to hang out with just my mom, and that was pretty fun. 5 tablespoons and 5 tablespoons of water. We want this to be fairly runny. We want this to be a runny thing. From your last one, fell in love with your favorite pickle with iron, restoring your number 8 for a friend. Yeah, man. I was looking. I'm telling you what. There's a number 11 that's on eBay right now, and they want a small fortune for it. And I am so close to buying it. And they have a number 14 that's on there as well. 5 tablespoons of this. They have a number 14 on there that has a crack that looks real repairable. And that would really fill some big holes. I mean, legitimately fill some big holes in my pickleware collection. If I could nail those down. Yeah, man, that's one thing I'm looking for right now, actually, is a Dutch oven myself. Wash and dry between use and avoid cross canvas. I hit mine with a Lysol wipe after drying just for overkill. Oh, you actually use Lysol on your cutting board. And I use the old, I don't know how you're supposed to do this, but I use the brown Lysol stuff. That's what I clean my entire house with, pretty much. Is Lysol, the brown concentrate, like from 1935. That's what I've always used in my kitchens kitchens, bathrooms, all those kind of places to clean my house. Which I don't know how well that would do. But I know there's more to cutting boards that I need to learn. I'm no cutting board expert, but it just seems like really hard to seems hard to clean. You know what I mean? I don't know. It just gives me the willies is what it does. I'm not cool. I'm not good with it. Let's see, cornstarch, baking powder. Yeah, we did 5 tablespoons of water, 3 tablespoons of flour. Yeah, so here's our batter. And the batter is going to be runny. It's not going to be a thick batter. And I do want to get this, I might even break the fork into this a little bit to get this right. But you don't want it to be real lumpy either. That's one thing that I did when I was reading about this recipe. 4 out of 5 people that knew what they were seemed to know what they were talking about said make sure that it's not lumpy. So I'm going to try and do that. Let's see. I tried the steel cutting boards my sister bought. Not a fan. All her meats were slipping away. See, that's the thing, man. That's where I'm at. I mean, I have a lot of problems with when I use those covers. Everything slips away, and then everybody thinks my knives are dull, and that's not true. I have a number 8, 9, a crack 9. This has ghost block letter style under the stylized logo. Oh yeah. Yeah, Favorite Wares kind of has a lot. I have at least, I know one, number 3 that's ghost marked, and then I have one of the, what they called the, they were unmarked, but you know how they have the dots on the bottom, and if I get a chance, I'll try and maybe dig it out. I think I've showed it before. I've showed it before on here, but they call them the footprint skillets because it has the number 3, and then it has the third, like the three dots above it, and they call them the footprint skillets, and they're pretty rare to find, but they are out there. And that's one of those things that's like, Favorite Ware collectors, I don't think a lot of people know that they do that. They did that. But sort of Favorite Ware collectors look for those. And I actually found one. I found one in one of my local antique stores. And they are unmarked, but they just have that little they look like a footprint with the 3 and the 3 dot, with the number 3 and the 3 dots above it. So that's pretty cool. And then I have another, I'm thinking that I'd have to look, because I could be making that up in my head. But I think that one of my number 3 picklwares, because I have 3 of, I know I have 3 3s of pickleware, and I think one of those is ghost marked. Because I went through a thing when I first started collecting years ago. I was kind of after, that was kind of my thing. I really like ghost marked stuff. Which now, I mean, you just find look for the ghost mark. I always think ghost marks are really cool. And some of them is kind of common because when Favorite Ware sold to Chicago Hardware Foundry, there was a lot of that. There was a lot of that ghost marking and mold smearing, where they would take, they would do that. So it's kind of common for that era of Favorite Ware to have ghost marks on them. Let's see. So we've got this made. We got this part made, so we got our batter done. I'd say that batter's okay. I'll live with that batter. Yeah, I would definitely live with that. Let me get a lid. Let me get a lid for this, so I can stack that on top of each other, so I got some room. That was killing me on Friday. On Friday when we were doing the fajitas, I know not a lot of folks could make it on Friday, but that was killing me because my house right now, I'm redoing everything and rearranging like where everything is, including the kitchen. And man, I just had a pile up here. I was getting claustrophobic from all the from everything that was sitting up here. Let's see. Wood way go is that like everything, take care of it, maintain it. We need that with cast iron. I gotcha. Roger that. So now we're gonna make our sauce. And then once we do that, we're gonna be going after it here. So then for this, let me get my soy sauce out. Soy sauce. I I didn't get more soy sauce. I knew I should have got more soy sauce while I was out. Make sure I got everything I need. Okay. But I'm not going to use ketchup like a lot of them do. I'm going to use hoisin sauce. I hope I'm saying that correctly, which I'm probably not, but that's how I'm saying it. Okay, so we're going to start out with that. Let's get our, let's see, we're going to use 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. I don't know why I got such a small bottle of soy sauce last time. Two tablespoons of soy sauce. Well, that smells good. I don't know what smell. I don't know what's cross smelling. It might be the ginger and the garlic and everything else. Man, it's smelling really good in here. And we're gonna do some sugar. A couple tablespoons of sugar. Put my sugar bowl back on the table. I purchased a large wood cutting board that a prisoner made and sold at a store run by the prison near Rockland, Maine years ago. All I need and will pass down. That's a cool story. Sometimes that's actually a really cool story. I like that. I was watching Pickers, American Pickers last night, and they were picking a prison of all things, like an old abandoned prison, and they were buying prison art. That's what they bought while they were there. Bought paintings done by prisoners. So I'm using rice vinegar instead of regular vinegar today because I have rice vinegar for a change, which will kind of sweeten it up. It's kind of sweeter. So there's that. And what else we need? Hoisin sauce. Tablespoon of this. And if you want more of that red color, you can use ketchup. I just happen to have this laying around, so I'm going to use it. And that's a good substitute. You can use either one, ketchup or hoisin sauce. They kind of interchange. And then say, okay, then I'm going to need a half a teaspoon. Move this out of the way. Where is my white pepper? I made my celery seed out. I made potato salad a couple days ago. Potato salad is, man, I don't know why I don't make potato salad more often. Because I just smashed. It's probably because I smash it when I do make it. Let's see, white pepper. Let's see, what else do we need? Do 2 tablespoons of water and get that cleaned off. Clean that thing off. Ooh, that's a lot of water. Way too much water, actually. Oh well. Let's see, and a tablespoon of sesame oil. Right here. Teaspoon, which I'm glad I'm using. I used about a teaspoon and a half, so that'll be all right. That'll be fine. Let me see here, what else? Should have been a teaspoon and a half, which is about what that was. I thought it said tablespoon. Got our water and a teaspoon of cornstarch. So let's do that. There we go. So we'll have everything basically done. Yeah, and we do. So the sauce, that's the sauce. So that's pretty cool. whip that stuff up. There we go. And we'll get a little whisk out to do this and whisk that all together and see if there's any comments. Hey Mag, what's going on? Hey Bab, what's going on? See if I missed anything here. Barbara. Oh, she's been in here before. There we go. We'll just mix this around. But we're gonna heat that up, so that sugar is gonna, well, as I heat that, I just wanted to have it made. Boy, it smells really good. I just wanted to have it made. I'm not really too worried about having it, how am I gonna say it? I'm not really too worried about, oh, and I forgot the pepper, which a half teaspoon. It's kind of clumpy. White pepper seems to be, it's another one of those like secret ingredients in Asian takeout, is white pepper. It seems to be in everything. And it does make a difference. It does have a totally different flavor and texture. It's kind of grittier. You guys can see that. But I'm not really too worried about the sugar melting or any of that kind of stuff, because I'm going to put that in and heat that up. Sort of like we did the sweet and sour sauce the other day. And there we go. All right, I like that. Let's see, and then when we do the sauce, what we're going to do in the wok is we're going to add the oil. We're going to add like 4 or 5 chilies into that, and then we're going to let that kind of, and then we're going to throw in some of this. I've got garlic paste and I've got some ginger there. So, and then we'll put that in. We're gonna brown that up. We'll just get it heated up a little bit, and then we'll go do the rest of it. So there is a method to the madness here this morning, somewhat. So let me move some of this stuff out of my way, and some of the stuff we don't need, so I have some kind of room. Hey Kyle, what's going on? Hey, I made it. Yeah, Kyle Schneider, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Glad you can make it. Hope you're having a good Sunday. I know my Sunday's going great right now. It really, I mean, surprisingly, I'm having a great Sunday. I got a lot of sleep last night. Went to bed early for a change. Yeah, yesterday was a good day. I can definitely say that. And so far today has been just as good. Look at this chicken up, back in the freezer, back in the fridge. And we'll just move some of the stuff. I know you guys, it'd be kind of boring looking at that sauce, but I need room. And I don't need any more, I don't think I need any more sesame oil. We got plenty of that. We got about a half a teaspoon too much in the other. And like I said, I might make fried rice. I don't know if I'm going to or not. Just depends on how it sounds. Okay, so we're in the, go ahead and we got the, in the background there, we've got the Lodge 5-quart Dutch oven. You can't really see it that great. And we got our wok ready to go. But I'm not gonna move the camera yet because we don't need to move the camera yet. But I am gonna heat this up. Get the wok warmed up a little bit. Put it on low heat. And when you're messing around with cast iron, always warm it gradually to where you want it. It does not have to be blasting hot to work. That is a very big misconception about cast iron, that you need to do that. And you do not. You just needs to be hot for a while, if that makes any sense. Okay, so we got everything together. We're just gonna wait. I am gonna add just a little more oil to the Dutch oven, because I don't think that's gonna be enough. That is not going to be enough in there. And I picked up 10 pounds of lard, or not lard, but whatchamacallit, beef tallow. I picked up 10 pounds of beef tallow the other day, so I'm not really too worried about saving this oil in here because I'm going to replace it with beef tallow, which I was pretty stoked to get. And I was surprised. My butcher shop makes their own has their own beef tallow down there, and I can get it right there, which is pretty cool. And it's cheap for now. It's cheap for now until people start buying it, and then it won't be cheap anymore. And the other thing I want to add, when we did the sweet and sour sauce the other day, I had really good luck with putting the chili crisp oil or chili crisp into my sauce. I really like that. So I am going to add just about a teaspoon of that into the sauce. So that's kind of my own little deal, but I thought that really came out good the other day when I did that. Okay, so we'll mix that in, and it gives it that, and it kind of gives it that more of a red color without adding food dye, which is what they do a lot of times in restaurants. They add red food coloring. So without the red number 40, you can see that kind of changes the. If you guys can see that, okay, that changes the color, makes it more of that red. There you go. Oh man, that smells really good. It smells like General Tso's chicken. It really does. It smells like General Tso's chicken. That's awesome. Okay, so we're at least heading in the right direction somewhat at this point. I don't need any more cornstarch. I'm gonna set this egg off to the side, and we're gonna get rolling here. Get some lunch. Start doing lunch here. Okay, where's my thermometer? Start taking the readings on the oil. Let's see, beef tallow is the best. Yeah, it's 100%. It's just, it's hard to get. Like where I am anyway. I mean, I'd imagine you're down in Texas, being from around H time. And it's chili oil. Australia guy has Spirit hot chili peppers and super. No, I've not seen that, Handsome Stone. But yeah, Scotty, I would imagine, man, that beef tallow is a lot easier to get where you are than where I am. And I have seen it, I've seen it in the stores, but it comes in such a small container. It's like a jar. This was, I got a tub. I got it in the freezer right now. But, I mean, I literally got a tub of beef tallow. So I'm actually really stoked about that. We're just waiting for everything to heat up over here. And then we're going to kind of move you guys over this way. Give you a little better view of what's going on for right now. And I got some stuff on the floor. Yeah, Papa Tony. I don't know who that is. But chili oil is something I want to make anyway, just because I grow so many hot peppers every year that it just makes sense for me to actually do that. Yeah, rendering your own beef tallow. Man, I'll tell you what, last summer, I picked up beef bacon from my butcher shop. Now, I wasn't too jazzed about it because by the time I was done cooking it, it was nothing but beef tallow. By the time with little teeny bits of bacon in it, or like beef in it, I don't know. It wasn't bacon like you're used to bacon. It was basically just a thing of fat, but it was crystal clear, and I did drain that off, and I just ran it through my flour, like one of my flour sifters, and it was crystal clear pretty much when I did that. Yeah, it's easier for you. Yeah, I bet. Being in the land of cows, I mean, I can imagine that it's a lot cheaper for you guys to get that there. And it wasn't very much for me to get it. I forget what the pound of it. I got 10 pounds, and I forget what it was, but I know it wasn't 10. I wasn't even $10. It was like $7, $6. I mean, it was dirt cheap. So it was a hell of a lot. It was a hell of a lot cheaper to buy to do beef tallow than it is to do vegetable oil, and a hell of a lot better for you too. Bring on the wok. Yep. We're just waiting for it to heat up. Just waiting for that to heat up. I don't need it to be real hot because we're not going to do much of anything in here other than make the sauce and do the actual preparation, like actually put it together. So, which is the other reason I don't know if I really wanted to do fried rice, because I'd have to do it in here and then I'd have to take it out. I was going to do it and then take it out and then put it off the side and keep it warm. And then do everything else. Didn't do the sauce in there, which I don't know if I want to do that or not. So it is what it is. Even Costco has it now. They do. See, we don't have a Costco here. We have Sam's Club. And Costco is, I would have to say, in my opinion, from what I've seen, Costco seems a little more rad than Sam's Club. Because my mom was sitting there telling me yesterday, because past couple of years I've got into silver stacking, and my mom's like, they sell silver right there. You can buy silver and gold at Costco. And I'm like, what? Like right now I have to send away to go get it. What's the device under, and why not use the electric stovetop? Because I use the portable gas stove so I can get that. If you have, I think you said, Handsome Stone, you have one of these woks. I get a lot that has that thick, probably 1/2 inch cast iron bottom to it. So using the gas stove, using this gas stove on there. Sorry, I was reading comments and all that stuff and doing that. But it gets it really hot, and I tell you what, it works a lot better having this little camping stove underneath it than doing it on my electric stove. If you have a gas stove, then you don't have to mess with it. But as I do that, yes, and glass top stove. So yeah, I mean that's why I use this. Yeah, and I'd get a lot better results. I mean, this thing heats up really nice. You get the flames all out there. And gas for these little propane canisters, they're like $1.90, and they last forever. So, what is silver stack? Silver stacking is just buying tons of silver. Yeah, just buying tons of it. Much as you can get your grubby little hands on, which is how I do it. Let me check and see how this oil's coming. And no, I don't keep it here, so I have a deposit box for everything. Let's see, yeah. It should be up there pretty high. We want to go about 3. I don't want to go crazy high with this. I want to go between 325, 350 is where I'm at. And so I'm going to turn this up just a little bit. But I also don't want to get to the point where I have a grease fire. And that's the thing to do with when you're using anything heating up grease, go a little bit at a time. If you can. I do it just to be on the safe side. Let's see, check the comment section as we're waiting. Let's see, so my cousin returned 3-year-old karaoke machine, local Costco, no receipt, gave him 100% return. Unfathomable. Man, that is a good deal. Yeah, what did I get? I got something over the holidays. And I got to look at the receipt to remember what it was. I got something for it was a gift, but it gets it has the warranty thing. I think it was from Walmart, and I have to do it online. I have to do all this other stuff, and I don't know, it's crazy what you got to do for it. But you can see that's starting to smoke up, so I don't want that to be too hot. So I'll take that down just a little bit. I want to heat it up, but then I want it to kind of maintain a temperature, because I'm just making sauce in there. We don't know where you live. Iron is what really we would be after. Let's see. Yeah, and the other thing at Costco you can get, which you can't get anywhere, is you can get the number 9 lodge skillets at Costco, and they're like $20. Morning, Lily. How are you? Good to see you. How's your weather down there? I bet it's nice where you are. It's really nice down in the Florida way. But yeah, yeah, it's the weather band is just crazy. I mean, it's just crazy for everybody right now. Super crazy. Because I was at -5 like a week and a half ago, and it's got to be 45. It's got to be 45 degrees out. I know that we'll be able to. I know I'll be able to take the dog for a walk today, which the dog needs. Harold Farmer, yeah, Ohio weather does suck. It's crazy, man. It's nice when it's, it's really not. I mean, it's comparative. It's one of the reasons I live here, Harold. And good morning to you as well. One of the reasons I live here is just we don't have a lot of the, we don't have the monsoons. We don't have I mean, we get tornadoes occasionally at weird times. March, it's 35 degrees, it's slowly melting ice sheet on everything. Yeah, I mean, it's nice. It's not too cold. It's in the 70s. Yeah, I figured Florida'd be nice today. I can't take Florida in the summer, but yeah, I mean, I can't beat Ohio summers. I love Ohio summers because it's like 80, 81. I mean, you get the hot stuff in August for a little bit. Not too bad. September and October are awesome. April, May is usually pretty nice. Yeah, see, you get into Florida, especially like in Texas and stuff like that, man, you get biblical weather. And there's just no other way to describe it. It's just that. It's just crazy. Yeah, Ohio's, I mean, I think our average temperature is like 48 or something like that. And it doesn't, like right now it's kind of crappy, but it's going to turn into January here January's going to get really cold. And January, February, and March is going to be kind of, I don't know, England is the only thing I can really relate it to is like maybe London. Because I watch a lot of weather like across the Atlantic, and they seem to sit around 45 degrees and rain. 45 degrees, rain. That's kind of what it is. And the summer's a little bit better. I'm just waiting on this. I don't know why this oil's taking so long to heat up, but it is. So I apologize that it's taking. I don't know why this oil's taking so long to get going. Normally it's up, but I don't want to go too crazy. I'm at just under 300 right now. But I know once I start dumping all that stuff in there, it's going to jump down. So I'm going to at least be like 330, 340 before I start popping things into that. So we'll just hang out and talk. Highest temperature ever expected for today here in Houston, 85. You mean for in December? P.S. Tornadoes, all nothing like witness, but never expect them in this area. Yeah, we have I noticed, I mean, I've lived in the same, I sort of grew up in this area, and then I moved away for a long time, but I've noticed like a lot of weather patterns here, like the same towns here get hit by tornadoes, like every year. Like at least every 2 years, it's the same area. And I'm on a weird weather pattern where like it all goes by me. So I'm like at the top part of the Ohio Valley. So I mean, I kind of get weird weather. I'm right on the weather line, but it seems like it changes for this day, December 28th. Yeah, okay, Roger that. But yeah, yeah, I have weird weather, but I kind of it can almost be, it can be. You just get used to it. You just get to that, where my neighbor lives. Where my neighbor was living, which is about 20 miles north of where I am, and he lives over here now because his house got hit by a tornado 2 years ago in March, and that place, that section gets hit by tornadoes a lot, and it's a really small section, but I mean it's so regular there that people go in for people are ready. Photographers are ready for like March, April to see tornadoes there. I talked to a guy who does photography, and he said that's exactly what he said. Yeah, you guys, yeah, you adapt. Yeah, you adapt to it. But like I said, I'm in a pretty decent spot where I don't get a lot of that stuff. Let's check the temperature on this. Let's see, we can come over here though. And while we're waiting on that to heat up, I'm gonna take its temperature one more time, because we should be getting pretty close, because I'm gonna batter that chicken up. Yeah, I'm hitting it now. Yeah, take that down. Now I can take it down. I'm at 335, which is right about that's right where I want it. Because it's still going to heat up as we do this. So, we're going to got our batter, which is looking pretty good. And we've got our marinade, which that's sat in there. What time is it now? It's sat in there for a half an hour, so that's good. Let me glove up here and we'll get into this. I'm 5 miles south of Pennsylvania Turnpike. It's a weather divide. Most of the weather is crazy above or below, but not usually both. We've got the same storage containers. Yeah, the anchor hocking. I love anchor hocking. I actually kind of collect anchor hocking as well as cast iron. So there we go. There's that. We'll get our chicken into the batter. We'll batter that chicken up. And I do like the big strips. So we'll do 2 of these. We'll do 2 rounds of those. Because we're going to put it back into the wok. Which is one of the cool things I like about these little Asian takeout things. You kind of take it off and then you put it back in. So it's you kind of get used to doing it that way. Get that into that batter really nice. I almost want to stick some cornstarch on that like we did the other one. That doesn't look like it's sticking very well, does it? I think we will do that. I think we'll put a plate of marinade. And then I am going to do a plate of cornstarch. I'll let that sit in here for a minute and see if it gets better. But see how it's not really sticking that great? So I am going to cornstarch that. Because cornstarch definitely worked. It did with the sweet and sour. So keep that batter on there, which that works. That's nice for the batter, but I'm going to cornstarch it. That is definitely what's about to happen. Get a plate down, and we'll throw some cornstarch onto that. And put it onto there. Let's get a paper plate. And throw that cornstarch on there. From this side, hopefully you can see that. Cornstarch makes it crispy. Yeah, and that was the thing I learned with the put some of it down here. So I don't have a ton of. I'm about out of cornstarch. Actually, I would say, in my standards, I am out of cornstarch. So let's get that in there and put that down onto there and get that going that way. Doing this on the fly a little bit. And since I consider this being out of cornstarch, I'm not going to be too concerned about dumping this cornstarch on there. But I am going to do a couple just to see how it comes on. Because there's cornstarch in this batter as well. But I like that technique of doing it the other way. Doing it this way. Because it came out really good. That sweet and sour pork came out really nice. Let's just take all that. Just take all of it. We'll take most of it because I'm gonna try a little bit of it without doing it with the cornstarch. I'd say that'd be perfect. And we'll dump that onto there, because we're gonna go and squeeze that onto there. There we go. All right. Letting it rest in the fridge makes the batter stick better. Oh, okay. Now that makes some sense. Like I said, this is the first time for me doing this. Let me take one of these gloves off. And I'm gonna move the camera over top of the, put one of these in there. Yeah, that's not sticking all that great. Oh well. That's the worst thing that happens today. That's the worst. My day's going pretty darn good. Squeeze that onto there. I just wish I had more cornstarch. If I had more cornstarch, it'd be a lot better. Yeah. I didn't realize how much cornstarch I did not have, actually. Until just this morning. There we go. Get more of that on my hands than I am anything else. All right, so we'll take you guys over there, and we'll move this around just a little bit. Get over to where the action is. There we go. And I'll batter these up and put them in there like that. I am going to try and just put that batter in there the way it is. Try a couple of them and see how it does. But I don't think I'm going to get the results that I really wanted. And that's a good tip. Thanks, Jay, for pointing that out. Just put that in the fridge. So like I said, I've never made this before. We're just kind of making it. And I wasn't too concerned with it because all the batters that I've seen people do, it was really, really thin. And nobody said anything about putting it in the fridge, but that makes a lot of sense. A lot of sense. Too much sense. But I should have thought of it beforehand. But Jay just did a really nice Asian cook the other day that I saw him do. And that was a really good one. Put that into there. We'll throw the first round in, see how that does with the cornstarch on it. That onto there. And then the second round we'll see how the other one does just with that on there. Because I got nothing to compare this to, because I've never done it, so what happens is what happens to this. There we go. Alright. So that's our first round. While we're doing that, I'll get another plate out. A little boat to put that in with the paper towel to put these into. Badger ASMR. Yeah, right? Yeah, we talked about that last time, man. That stuff is so creepy. People just taking their nails and like digging it across like digging it across their microphones and stuff. Oh man, that stuff makes my teeth hurt. Definitely does. And I'm not going to twice fry this. I know a lot of times people do twice fry it, but I'm not going to twice fry because I'm using white meat. I wouldn't be so opposed to it if, well, that seems to be looking pretty good. That's not looking bad. I'll take that. And then we'll see how that second batch comes out. I might just jump the gun a little bit of worrying about what it looked like. And I'm going to take the temperature on this real quick and see what the temperature of the oil is now. Almost 325. I'm going to pop that. There we go. We'll pop that up. We'll keep that right at medium. I think medium's where we need to be. Once that color goes good and golden brown. Yeah, you take that. Nitrile gloves are interesting. I use for work. Blue rips quicker than the black. Black does not register in automatic soap. Oh, really? Like, so if you use it like you could put your hands under the soap dispenser, it doesn't work? That's different. It's browning up really nice. Can you see that? Getting a nice brown on there. I'll give that another couple minutes. We're going to give that a minute or two to kind of hang out and do its thing. Sounds like a waterfall. Yeah, it does sound like a waterfall. You just don't want to fall asleep to this. The sound of frying grease. I was watching somebody say the other day that they had the sound effect clock that they fall asleep to. And they had house guests over, and the guy was using like raindrops, like you know, rain, the sound of rain to fall asleep to. And on the second or third day, they asked him why he went to sleep to the sound of applause. I'm like, what? That's so weird. Mercy B, good morning. How are you? I'm pretty plain. I just use a fan. I just fall asleep to a fan. I do have my fan on though, pretty much all year round. And to be totally transparent, usually two. I have a stand fan and a box fan. Depends on what I need. Sometimes you just need both. Yeah, that's floating really nice. I need to get it on the other side. And I am interested now to see how that other batter does. Yeah, that's coming on. It's floating, so it should be done. We'll get the ones off the top that are floating. Get those off there. Fan noise is good too. Yeah, ocean waves. Yeah, there's one. Let's see. Fans drown out the tinnitus. Yeah, I get that. I get it to where it happens like every once in a great while. It's like when tinnitus hits me, like everything gets kind of quiet in the background, and then it comes on. It lasts about 5 seconds. Probably from all the years of listening to that loud ass rock and roll. Let's see, there we go. Get the ones off the top there. Some of these seem to be more done than others. Now they're all starting to float now. And then we'll throw this last batch in there, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to make the sauce. I think I'm going to be okay with just General Tso's chicken. I don't think I need anything else. I don't think I need any egg rolls. I don't think I need any fried rice. I don't think I need any of that. I think this will be just fine. And these came out, if you guys can see it, these are the ones I did with the cornstarch. And now the next ones we're going to do are not going to have the cornstarch in them. So, see how that works out. I am going to glove up. I just let him know. Disgusting looking. What are you making? Adrian Cat? What are you making this morning? Having some cereal? I just let him know. Must be talking about Rick. Did I see Rick this morning? I don't remember if I did or not. Let's see. Make sure we got that on there. It's making a lot of little crispies in there though. That's kind of different. Those little crispies, they'd probably sell them at the fair for $10 a bag. Move that out of the way. You guys can see all those little crispies on there. There we go. Set that off to the side just for a second. Yeah, that looks pretty good though too. That looks like it kind of looks, it does look different. But it's definitely working though. It seems to be working. Yeah, maybe I just jumped the gun a little bit on that. That could be. Condemning it before I even tried it. Okay, so let's kind of multitask here. We're going to get going over to make the sauce. Is this lunch for you? Yeah. Yeah. Lately I haven't been a really much of a breakfast person. So these have been working out pretty well. So anyway, we're going to throw our last of our House of Sang oil, which we can't find anymore at my store, which kind of sucks. Going to throw some oil into that. Not a lot. But we would have added oil to this. A lot of times to get that glossy look, you add oil. So we got about 2 teaspoons. We got some fresh garlic and fresh ginger and some, I'm using garlic paste because I bought garlic paste this time at the store, and garlic. I just didn't feel like cutting the garlic up. And we'll just give that a minute to kind of get in there and do its thing. Just kind of saute up just a little bit. Up on the side. Not very long, just like a minute or two. There we go. I don't even need the heat that high. Keep that low. Kind of brown it just a little bit. And then we're going to add our sauce. Oh, I'm going to add my chili into that, if I have time. And 4. And we'll add the sauce in real quick. There we go. And we'll mix that around. You guys see that okay? Yeah. No plastic spoons. There we go. Let that kind of hang out. I'm going to stir around the other ones that are in there. Ginger, garlic, and all my barbecue roast. Yeah, makes the difference, man. You want that to get glossy. I'm gonna add just a little more of that oil into there to give it that glossy look, which is what we want. Starting to get it. We'll add just a little bit more oil into there so it gets good and glossy looking. Put my chili peppers away that I don't need anymore. And when that glosses up, we'll start throwing the chicken into there. Turn that back on. And while I'm letting that hang out for a second and kind of do its thing, gloss up, we'll take a look at this over here. Which I think that came out okay. I kind of jumped, I think I jumped the gun on it a little bit. With the, I definitely jumped the gun on it. Because if you look at it, it's covered really nicely. Yeah. So, I did jump the gun, just a smidge on that one. Now, since I use so much chicken, much more than what the recipes generally called for, this is probably going to take up, the sauce is going to be really light, but it's going to be light on the sauce, but that's all right. Turn that off. But yeah, I mean, if you compare the first one to the second one, yeah, that's the look that's the look I wanted right there. So let's get this into there. Over back onto that and turn that back on. Bring that back up to a simmer. See how fast that's going? And we'll dump our chicken into there. There we go. Yeah, I like that. Throw it that way. And we'll break out the wok spoon, which I don't have a cool wok spoon like a lot of people have. I just have this. This works great. And hopefully that's enough sauce. I think that'll be enough sauce. Oh yeah, that's enough sauce. We used about a pound of chicken, which is about 6 ounces more than what the recipe called for. So, I will definitely take that. There we go. That covered it really nicely. Maybe a little bit more. Turn the heat off. There we go. This is why I'm digging this stir-fry Sundays. Of course, I got to be completely honest. I'm totally at the end of like what I normally get at a like for carryout. Normally, what I get is about the last 4 things that we've had for a stir-fry Sunday. I'm not too adventurous when I go to Chinese places. Not as much as a lot of other folks seem to be. Okay, so there's that. Let me get a plate out. Wipe my spot a little bit. But yeah, overall, man, I think that came out pretty decent looking. Where we at? Leftovers will be fine. Yeah, I hope. Yeah, they're going to be great. I got this dish out because I thought I was going to do rice too, but since I'm not, this is just going to have to do. Oh, and a little bit of, let's put a little sesame on there. Let's put some sesame seeds on that. Just to kind of make it look the part. And some scallion. And we'll put those together. Kind of wrap that up, and then we'll hit it again once we put it on the plate. There we go. And then we'll plate this up. Got some smooth jazz, some General Tso's. I'm saying breakfast for everybody, just the sexy people. And I'm gonna eat every bit of this. Bet on that one. Okay. Bring you guys over here. Right to there. There we go. And then we'll add a little bit more of the sesame seed. Just a touch. And a little bit more scallions. Oh yeah, that sauce is really sticky. I like that. Oh yeah, there we go. That looks pretty good. I'll take that. I'm on my way over with pork belly fried rice. Man, bring it on. Yeah, double tap the screen. If you're not double, you get a good picture of that. Get a nice, if you guys can see that okay. Yeah, that's looking great. I'm definitely down for that. Go with that. Oh, there's the camera. Okay, there's the camera. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good for never making it before. And if you we pan over here for just a second, you can see that used all that sauce. So, mammogram, that sounds good. Chopsticks needed. I do have chopsticks, but I'm not a chopstick user. I am terrible when it comes to chopsticks, so I don't want to embarrass myself. Have a good day, everyone. I gotta go. See you, Granny Graham. Good, glad you were here. Let me grab something to drink and we'll give this a go. We'll give this a try. There we go. And a little chili oil, chili crisp on the side to kind of make it on the side there, just to kind of say we did it. I really like chili crisp. It's kind of my jam. We'll give that a day in court, see what happens. Something to drink other than coffee. All right. See what happens. But yeah, I definitely think that the original batter that I used, that worked just fine. I don't think I needed to do the extra cornstarch to it, but if you want to do extra cornstarch to it, it's yours. Do what you want with it. That is really good. Oh, that's okay, Rick. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Yeah, that sauce is great. That sauce is really good. I like that. I don't know, Mercy B. Yeah, that's really good. I can tell though that I went a little bit overboard with the sesame oil, because sesame oil is so strong. So if you want to recreate this one, you know, do the teaspoon and a half of it, not a tablespoon, because I can definitely taste the sesame in there. But I also put sesame seeds on it too. So, but now that I've had, I will say this, that I've had, because I had the piece, that last piece had the that was the first coating where we put the cornstarch, and the cornstarch came out better. So, yeah. Yeah. The cornstarch part, yeah, I wasn't jumping the gun on that. It's definitely better with the cornstarch at the very end. Yeah, definitely. But that definitely, I can tell the difference when it comes to which one is which. Find another one of those. There it is. You can tell by looking at it. But overall, man, it's really good. Like if you brought this home in a paper box, nobody would know you made it yourself. Yeah, I'll definitely take that. But it's really noticeable the crispiness from one to the next. The other one's just kind of coated. It doesn't have much of a crisp to it, as it does with the when you cornstarch the last of them. But yeah, I'd say, you know, for me doing it, if I can do it, anybody can do it because it just, I mean, that was the first time I tried it, so. Yeah, LaCroix's where it's at. I really do like these. Definitely a good replacement for sodas. But yeah, boy, let's get another bite of that. Some more of that chili crisp on there. That is good. Yeah, that is okay. I can't stop eating it. This little piece, little crispy piece. Yeah. Yeah, all right. There we go. All right, let's bring out the beagle. Bees. She should be, unless she figured out how to take her new shirt off. She's figured out how to get her shirts off. So, and she did make out pretty good. Ma Badger got her hats, which is pretty. She got her own sombrero, and she got a like the Nashville bachelorette style hat, the little pink cowboy hat. Come on, you want a treat? Come on. Come on. What are you looking at me like that for? I know you're licking your chops. Come on. You want a treat? Come on. She's out on the couch. She's out there enjoying the smooth jazz. All sprawled out. All right, come over here. Come over here. Get your spot going. Get your spot. There we go. All right, you want to give it a spin? Can I get a spin? She was sleeping. Can I get a spin? Yeah, that's good enough. You want to catch it? Catch it. Close enough. Yeah, man. Thanks everybody showing up. Scotty from H-Town, Rick, Granny Graham. Thank you for showing up. Special thanks to Rick and Greg for moderating this madness. I do appreciate that. Everybody that showed up, Ronald Coward, Handsome Stone, that shows up all the time. I love it when you guys show up. That's awesome. Here, come here. Get back in your spot. No, you don't want that. Get out of that. That's an onion. Here, come here. Come on, give me a spin. You're not getting that. You're not getting that. That's an onion. You can't have it. You can't have that onion. Can you get a spin though? No? Because you want what's down there that you can't have. That's your deal. Come here. Get a spin. Never work with kids and dogs. Give me a spin. How about speak? Can you speak? Speak. Speak. All right, speak. Speak. That's good enough. There you go. That's all. That's Sunday. That's all you're getting. Anyway, I'm gonna jump out of here. Thanks everybody for hanging out and spending Sunday morning with me and trying out a new recipe. Really appreciate it. We will see everybody Thursday at 8 o'clock. I don't know, what day is New Year's Day? What day is that? I haven't looked at the calendar. Yeah, have a great new year. Is let me see, what's today? Tomorrow's 29th? Yeah, it's either Thursday or Wednesday or Thursday is New Year's Eve. So we might be hanging out Thursday, New Year's Eve together. Oh, it is Thursday. Okay. Yeah, I guess we'll be hanging out for New Year's Eve. All right, cool. Maybe we'll do drinks. That sounds like a good one. Do some drinks for for New Year's Eve. Good God, that's gonna be awful. Anyway, so I will see you guys Thursday in the comments section. All right, see you.